hear that I'm running. Yes, you want to hear that I'm running. We're creating an economic blueprint that on day one, when I hit the ground running in Annapolis, these are things that we can deliver on. Not just talk. Talk is cheap. People are just sick and tired of talk. But we want to be able to ensure that we create things that are livable and walkable immediately. So the discussions are going to go around because it's not about what I'm thinking in my head as an entrepreneur, because no two experiences are alike. Everybody has different pain points and everybody has different success stories due to their background and so on and so forth. My own background is based on corporate and being exposed to a very big company. I saw a whole lot of things. Painfully, I had to learn because I wasn't going to let failure be defined by my name. So it wasn't easy, but all of those knowledge were taken to Annapolis. Our relationship currency has to be nurtured. That's one thing nobody can take from us. We know each other, we're knowing each other now, but some of you knew each other before you came to this room. So your level of knowledge of each other can only get deeper the more you know about what people are about. You get closer or you get farther, depending on what's happening. So as a woman, as an entrepreneur, like all of you in this room, because I still am an entrepreneur, even though I'm running for office, I want us to underscore the power of relationship currency. It's not something that you go to the bank and you can get. It's earned through what we are doing now, supporting each other. When we saw at Shalisa and Lisa's event, I just kind of put a plug out there without even knowing if it would germinate or not. But I kind of knew it will, but I wasn't sure how and when, because a lot of people would say, oh, they're running away from politics. I'm thinking, okay, legislation that will be done in Annapolis is going to affect your business. So where can you run from politics? You don't have to stay at the corner and say, Remi and all of that. And if you feel like that, why not? So some people don't want to be associated at all. But if we don't do that, we're denying ourselves of the power that we can bring on day one. That's why people go there and they sit there and they're rubber stamping things because they don't have a legacy that they want to build or leave. But when they said yes, and today we have what we have here, it started with an ask. It started because we had a relationship. That's what gave me the audacity to ask. Otherwise, I can't just go to a stranger and say, oh, can you host a women roundtable thing for me? I won't even feel comfortable saying that. Because what have I done? What have I sown in that person's life? What do they know about me that will make them say, yeah, I'll do it for you? I mean, they can think about it. But I knew they didn't have to think too much because we've done a few things in the same space in the area of service. One of my mentors introduced me to Shalisa so many years ago, Dr. James Duller. And he said to me, Remi, you are hardworking, you're about your business. You need to meet people who are about their business. And everybody he's introduced me to, including Peggy Morris, Shalisa, and Lisa, and all of the people have been about their business. So it strengthens me and strengthens those witnesses that people see in me. So Shalisa, I want to publicly thank you for always being a great leader that we've seen and enjoyed. And I want to say thank you to Dr. Dula too, because when good people introduce you to good people, that's how my relationship currency have strengthened. I'm saying me, think about it. Who is building your relationship currency for you? It's not about money. Nobody paid anybody to be introduced. It was just simply supporting each other. Who are you supporting? Who is supporting you? Who are you going out of your way to do things for? Gina had a full agenda this morning. She just found out that. She said, I'll stay for an hour. That's sacrifice. I'm sure she didn't come to get anything right now, but the people she would meet too, if it's well followed up, you never know where it would take it to. So sisters, let us learn to support one another. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been in corporate America. I know that we're not always supportive of ourselves to the fullest. We see premature success coming. We don't know the pain that those people are going through. The success you see, the pain behind the success is even deeper. It's just that the way it's covered up. Because there are people leaning on our shoulders. You can't just give up and let people who are leaning on your shoulders see you fret. Their hopes will be dashed. So let's see who are we supporting. Let us build that relationship currency and know that together we can be successful. Your business successes doesn't stop my success. I have my own nonprofit. I have my own consultant. Why can't I collaborate with all of you? Nothing stops that. I teach as an adjunct professor. Why can't some of you, if there are things that you're doing that will benefit my students at my university, why can't you explore that? I don't have to be the one that will do it. But it takes us to think through that. And that's why I wanted to start with relationship currency. And again, being a banker, access to capital, financial literacy, financial currency is very important. And when I say financial currency, I don't mean that your cash in the bank or the access you already have. I'm talking about the relationship, again, that you have as relates to money. How are you building relationship as small business owners? How are we connecting with our bankers? Are we just making our deposits and leaving and just waving? Do we stop to say, hello, Debbie, how are you today? I just wanted to say hello. Debbie is going to remember you when those promotional items and things are happening in the bank. I remembered my clients, those who stopped and made me feel like a human being. Mm-hmm. I would go out of my way to pick up the call. When we're doing the phone-a-thon and calling people, I tend to call the people I'm comfortable with first. Because even their no will have an explanation. And then those who maybe think that they're all that and don't want to be bothered with me, they will get called, don't get me wrong. But my priority will be those who paid attention to me as a person. So are we doing that? Let's have relationship with our bankers. It's so important. You might think, oh, your teller is just collecting your deposit. I started as a teller. I became a vice president. Your teller that's collecting your deposit knows some things about what the bank has to offer. They might not be able to offer it for you. Most of them are well educated. They will refer you to somebody and call somebody on the customer service and say, hey, Jane, can you talk to my client? They will even hold the line up just so you can make that connection and you take that work. So please, let's pay attention to those people that are serving us on the access base to financial freedom. And attend events, our economic development corporations in our counties. I know some of us are not domiciled in Prince George's County. If you have a business here and you live in another county, you still should make economic development corporation of the county where you work and you have your business. You should be networking and ensuring that you know what's happening and what's not happening. You should be volunteering. You should be sponsoring things. I know it. We're small business. We don't have a fat budget. Fat budget will never come. Because the more you have, the more need to do more because you want to go somewhere else. So we need to ensure that we are connecting the right things and the right people. So when you need that loan, you would have already gone to an event. You've met the banker who maybe will be part of the loan process. They might not even be the one that will make the decision, but they have the direct number to somebody who can truly give you the lowdown and say, this is what you need. These are the C's of credit. Lending is not on emotions. I was a banker, I originated loan, I still do. It's not on emotions. People want to give money to people that can pay back. Because the money is shareholders' money, it's not their money. Mm-hmm. And they don't want you to be stuck with bills that you can't pay. So they have to make sure you get into what you can afford. So don't take it personal. If you're not giving what, I'm not saying there's no discrimination, but we'll address that. But that could be another conversation. We have a conference coming up on housing disparity summit, but I'll keep you guys informed on that. I know those happen, but do your part before you quickly say, oh, it's because I'm green, I'm yellow, and all of that. See, what have you done on your part that you know you can check off all the box? Then let's go fight. Come, we'll fight anybody. If we've done what we've needed to do, nobody can stop us. So I can go on and on and on. There are also things that the Small Business Administration, they have events for small businesses. When I was there, I saw the painstaking nature of SBA trying to ensure that every of our small business is successful. Those who are looking to get into it, their success. There's so many resources, agencies, that's another day of conversation, and we'll bring some of them here at some point. There are people that are out there who are waiting to help you and I as small business owners. Let's try to reach out. Let's plug into organizations and people who are doing it. It feels better when you can give than to just sit there and hug everything and get fat with information and you're confused because you don't see results. When I don't see results, if I know of something, it eats me on the inside. So people will think, oh, you are going everywhere. No, I'm not going everywhere. I'm carrying a lot of information. Peradventure, the seed of one information falls in somebody's hat and they figure how to decode getting access to capital. and they do their part, and they go get that grant, they get that money. That makes me feel good, versus me thinking, oh, I don't want to talk, maybe they'll think, if I know, I know. If I don't, I zip my lips. So I say that to say financial currency is important, because you have to leverage other people's money to make money. It doesn't matter how rich we are, or PM, that's our lingua in the financial world. Those who are the richest, honestly, they have credit facilities.
That's right.
And they have the lowest rates if their credit is rocking, you know? So they use the money, and if they do it smartly, they won't pay a lot of interest. I teach my student personal finance. I call it financial literacy. Go establish credit. Go deposit your money. And they'll say, Prof, I just did a cash secured credit card. That's the biggest part of my joy. They can get all A's. That's secondary. I know that's what's important to them, right? But when they use what we're teaching in class to go do what they need to do, that's what will liberate them. And for us, we want to create economic empowerment. And the only way to do that is to leverage other people's resources and also share ours, just like they're sharing their platform for me to meet all these dynamic women that I would have never met. Or even if I met you guys, it wouldn't be on a slate of where we're sharing our genius. I would just see you, we'll smile and shake hands. But hopefully by the time we finish, in addition to me wanting you to support me for the voting, maybe there are things that you want to pick my brains on. That's more important to me, to see your success. Because when people are successful, they're going to remember. You don't need to sell yourself to somebody. If they know you're useful and you're purpose-driven, they'll do the right thing by what is needed. So, the business currency. Some of us are certified here. I saw a few cards that I've collected. We have certifications. These certifications takes a process. Those people who are there to ensure that we get certified, they are really looking forward to us getting these things done. But how are they selling it to us? How are they coming to us? Is it looking so overwhelming that you think, I have to find this and that? Just one step at a time. Can you imagine as sisters, when I say sisters, you know what I mean, as business owners, we are all female, so we're sisters. If we share the best practices, and maybe sometimes the pain points of what we've gone through, that would help me to set my right expectations. So I won't think, the money grows on trees. I won't think, just because I come to your event one time, that's the end of the relationship. I won't say, when I come to your event, if I don't get anything today, that's the end of it. It doesn't work. You can come over and over. Come because you want to enjoy relationship. That's the way I go. God has allowed me to be purpose-driven. Every relationship that I'm part of, that I'm harnessing today, is because I just went there to have fun and to meet good people.
We had church up in here.
I know, right. Yes, they'll come back and help you in the future. So those MBE certifications that we need when the SBA is having programs, most of them are free. The PTAT, Lisa, let's find something to really put practicality to all this name dropping I'm saying, because I don't like to just drop things and get people confused. Let's see how we can truly get people to come and take advantage, talk to those people, find out what do we need. They want us to have these certifications. They have goals, right? And they want to meet those goals. And they can only meet goals because unless we businesses are there. They want women businesses to have a particular percentage. They have contracting opportunities that are already there, that they want women to fit in. But if we're not prepared, sisters, how can we participate? If you don't register your business and you want to solve problems, how are you going to go to those who want to support or guide you to say, I want to do this? They would need an entity. Just that simple. Some of us want to start business. Most of us already started, so I'm singing to the choir right now. We're already in business, but there are still things we want to be better. Are we attending some events that are business related, that might not put money in your pocket now? Are we sponsoring events to create access to various people who have expertise? It's not about the money you make now. A true entrepreneur is building a legacy bigger than now. And the money will follow. I mean, we've made money, some of us have lost it all, but we're still We're still alive. I mean, money will come and go, but there's a thing that will never die. Relationship.
That's right.
It will always be there. If anything, they will be the one that will have your back. Peradventure things don't go quite as well as you want. There will be the reminder to say, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, to lift you up again. So business currency is very important. And business currency too, when you are, I'm going to go back to the banking. They have programs they have. They have grant opportunities. They have things they are doing. You need to talk to your banker and just sit there and say, you know, I'm a small business. What does your bank have? Who do they support? Ask that question. They want to hear it. They might not have the answer there, don't get me wrong. They're not going to have all the answers because every division of the bank handles different things. But one thing they'll do is they will carry your message and find the right department who can answer. All you care is to get an answer, right? It doesn't matter who gives it to you. And when you get that, you go to their networking event, bingo, you meet other lenders. You meet other people who have processes that you need. You meet other professionals like the cyber security people, those people who are in digital marketing, digital currency. You meet the live people. Because one thing for sure, I don't like a lot of gatekeepers. I don't like a lot of gatekeeping because gatekeepers sometimes can't understand your vision, especially as entrepreneurs who leave our corporate America or our lives and say, I'm going to just go out there in the deep alone, worry about the light, food on the table, paying all the bills for everybody, and you don't pay everybody's bills, you can't eat because you're going to pay your employees and all of that and all of that. So because of these things, you and I need to work better to support one another. And when we give a commitment, let's live by it. And I know you do all of that already. But doing it doesn't mean that you always get a pat on the back. You could be doing good and somebody still don't see the good. But that's not don't worry about it. That should never stop you from doing good. You know why? Because you're growing. Somebody's watching. You're going to be growing through that pain. That's going to make you stronger. And those people who did bad to repay you, they will be looking because they will be alive. Nothing will happen to them. They will be watching you, but they will not be able to stop you. Do I have a witness in the house? Nobody can stop the movement of what you're about. The only time that becomes a problem if you're not building with a good foundation. If maybe you're not getting your knowledge. So you have to constantly be up there getting your knowledge and ensuring that the people you meet follow up. I'm talking to myself. Everything I'm saying, I'm talking to myself too. I'm not talking at you. It just happens that I'm on the hot seat doing the talking. Yes, so you definitely need to make sure we're following up. And when you have good staff, good personnel, keep them. We just had an introduction of Ivy and all of that. You don't get too many good people floating around anymore. So you too, as a CEO, we've got to check ourselves. And to ensure that we're not letting the issues of life let us forget to take over how we should take care of our people who are our team. Yeah. So that is my spiel for that. And I want to also ask and give you information, because that's the second phase. I don't know how I'm doing with time. I hope somebody's checking the time. How many of you follow the legislative bills in Annapolis?
Some of them.
All right. How many of you know about this link I'm about to give you? I can send it to you, Lisa and Shalisa, or I can text it so you can share it. We need to follow these links. There's a recently passed bill on the House. It's not in Senate yet. They have till the 15th. HB 325. HB 325. It's a procurement bill that allows you to get paid within 15 days.
Oh, yeah, that's right, we do about that.
That's a big deal, right?
I knew about that
It's a big win that was sponsored by Delegate Darrell Bonds. That is a big deal. And there's so many wins that would come from it. Is that good news or? Good news, yes. But it started with a conversation. I'm sure somebody spoke it to the universe and they thought maybe it will never happen. But it's happening. And I'm almost sure, I hope the Senate also have the same sense of urgency to know that this is needed. Because it has to go through them. And then, of course, the governor. And that's where we all come in, to ensure that we're letting our representatives know that we know what's up. You have to let them know what's up, because that's the only way we can be held accountable. When I'm in Annapolis, I want you all to be able to tell me what is needed, because you can't do it alone. You're the one on the field. The unique